every week there's, you know, or any week there's a big UFC, obviously you get excited. But then you're always like, I'll watch it Sunday morning. And for me, with the little one as well, like, I'm like, all right, I'll get up early. I might watch the main card, but I won't have time to watch the whole thing. But I was hoping with this that we'd be able to watch prelims, early prelims, main card, main event. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, every week you're like putting up with the late ones, watch them the next day. And it's like, finally, you know, every few months we might get one our time. And now they're fucking taking that away from us as well. I hope it doesn't become like a thing, do you know? But I feel like as well that this whole thing could have been put a stop to if Leon, I feel like if Leon had said like, nah, no way. But I feel like what you said, the fact that he gets pay-per-view points incentivized him to say, yeah, all right, so, because obviously there's going to get more American pay-per-view buys now, and then he's going to get more money.
But then as well, like, Bilal Muhammad, like when he fought Usman, right? Usman's a big name in America. So probably a lot of, like, and they didn't even do that on the US time. Yeah. But Bilal Muhammad is known as, he's not a draw, like. No. And Curtis Blades, I don't think, is he a draw in America?
No,
I don't think
he's not a draw. He's not a draw.
And then the whole rest of the card
is
like,
English.
is UK based fighters or European based fighters. So I don't know, like, it must be something to do with the quota that they want to have for
it doesn't make
ESPN or something, like. But Dana White or anyone in the UFC, I don't think they've come out and given an official reason, right? They just kind of said this is what's happening. Tough shit.
And I would have expected, I haven't seen much uproar over it actually online, and I'd be expecting
like, there's a bit of, like, anyone who's like commentators on UFC are kind of saying it's balls, you know.
It is so strange, but like, imagine fighting at 5 a.m. Like, you're not going to be 100%, and mark my words, there's going to be someone come out days after the fight, they're going to be after losing, and then they're going to be like, oh, I think the sleep, I think the time. There's going to be 2 or 3 boys saying, I think the time, fucked it. 100%.
I love having a little Aki on the UFC cars, the big ones. I just do like
little accumulator
or something, but I won't bet on this one. And the reason being is the sleep factor plays a lot into it, but you don't know how some people will deal with it, like, and how they'll perform. Do you know, it might really fuck some people up.
They're going to have to be training for it, like.
Yeah.
Do you know, getting up. You know they're going to be getting up random times.
You're yawning even thinking about it.
Yeah, but holy shit, I'm actually fucking yawning.
Look, it's still going to be, you know, there's a lot of interesting fights, being the fact that there's a lot of UK based fighters. Like Molly McCann is having her second fight at strawweight. Like, she moved down from, what's the one above strawweight? Is it a fly?
Meatball weight.
Fly. So she's going down to strawweight, and her first fight she was a fucking absolute killer. Strawweight, she won by armbar. Hopefully she continues on that path. But I'm really big fan of Molly. She's an absolute legend, and I hope that she gets a good run now after she had a few defeats in a row there at the I think it's flyweight or whatever, but she's going up to strawweight. Really interesting fight in the card as well is, you know, that fella Mohammed Makhachev, or what's his name, Mohammed Makhachev,
English fella.
He's based out of Manchester top
He's
team.
the baldy fella.
Yeah, Dagestani.
Yeah, he's so popular.
And he was really good, man.
Yeah, I've seen him. I think I saw him fight. Did we see him? Was he at UFC London?
So he was on UFC London. He won by neck crank on that. And there was a fight he had. I don't know which fight it was, man, but at the very end of the fight, he was caught in a knee bar, and his leg was fucking about to snap.
Yeah,
for about 15 seconds, he didn't tap. And that's when he got a lot. And I think his hamstring did have a tear afterwards or something.
He jumped up on the cage, didn't he, after he won? Yeah, I remember.
Like, he's fucking so good. He's like a typical kind of, you know, Dagestani or Russian style, but he has good striking as well. But he's fighting your man, Manuel Camp. And Camp is also, you know, former title challenger at flyweight, so it'll be a good test for him.
Sean O'Bannon is fighting as well.
Yeah, Irish fighter Sean O'Bannon.
Sean O'Bannon, yeah.
So it's her second fight now in the UFC. I think her first fight was a bit of a, you know, didn't really get off to a great start. But I know Collie from DCA, because she does her striking there. Yeah. And Collie did say to me, you know, she didn't show anything near what she's capable
of. And Kiefer?
Kiefer's fighting as well, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's fighting against Sam Patterson. So Sam Patterson...
Oh, yeah, he is.
As I said in the last podcast, he is a former opponent of Cian Cowley, who's a teammate of Kiefer. And he knocked out Cian on a Brave years ago. So I think... Obviously, Kiefer's always going to want to win, but you know, having that little bit of
extra
motivation to get the win. But Sam Patterson is good. I don't know that he get knocked out in his last UFC fight. I don't think he had a great start.
He's 11-2-1.
Yeah. You can check there his last UFC fight, how he got on. But Kiefer's always like entertaining style, like he comes to fucking fight, you know.
Yeah, he is
he
good.
comes to fight. So, and he's, you know, a big personality. I think it's good to have 2 Irish fighters on the card. They're on the prelims, right, or maybe the early prelims. So we might be able to catch them.
He fought at UFC London.
Who?
Sam Patterson.
Sam
Did he got
Patterson,
knocked
and he
out,
lost.
didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he lost
remember.
to.
I probably recognise him if I saw him.
It's a tall blondie fella.
Ashmoose.
I remember he got stopped.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Shauna Bannon, hopefully, she's fighting a Brazilian girl again, isn't she? She fought a Brazilian in her first fight.
Shauna's fighting. No, she's fighting a Belgian girl called Alice Ardeline.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
She doesn't have a picture up, so she might be
a debutante.
That could be a change, I think. Could have been someone.
Rooting for Shauna and Kiefer as always, the Irish fighters. Let's
Big
go.
time.
And another really interesting fight in the card is Arnold Allen. I like to see how he gets on.
Tough one against Max.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking good fighter.
Yeah, but he made it fucking 5 rounds against Max.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like that was the one where
Arnold Allen is fighting Giga.
Yeah, Giga Shikatse.
Is that the guy who
really good kickboxer?
Yeah.
Really good kickboxer.
Yeah.
I think it's a tough fight for Arnold, but Giga had an injury that put him out for a while, so he was kind of on a title run. I think he did fight for the title, did he?
Don't know.
He was on a very, very hot run there though for a while. He was fucking knocking people out with kicks left, right and centre. Then he had a big injury, put him out for a while. So I think that's a very good fight for Arnold Allen to put on a show against a very, you know, big name on the Manchester card. But a tough fight for him. Very tough fight for him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll run through the main card and I'll get your predictions, okay?
All right, bye.
All right, so you just spoke about it. So Arnold Allen versus Giga. Who's going to win?
Let's go Allen. Because I know him more.
I think that depends on it's a fight of like who can control the distance, because if Allen can get in close range, use his boxing, his grappling, I think Allen will get the win. If Giga keeps it at kicking distance, he's just it's going to be very hard for Allen to get anything off against him, I think. So depends on how the fight's fought, but yeah, we'll go for Allen because again, UK based fighter on a UK card. Hopefully the fans get to see him put on a great performance.
Okay, Christian Leroy Duncan versus Gregory Rodriguez.
So it's the biggest fight that Christian Leroy Duncan has had since he got to the UFC, but he's been on a fucking steamroll. Really, really nice style. He always looks very calm and he just puts fellas out. If you can just quickly check, did he win by knockout in his last 2 fights?
Duncan, is it?
Yeah.
I'll check.
But it's his biggest fight, right? He's fighting tough George.
Yeah, his last 2 fights were KO or TKO.
Yeah. And he always looks like he's the kind of fella similar to like Pereira, you know, he's very just relaxed, like doesn't look like he's up to much, and then bang, he'll catch him. Yeah. And he's fighting a Georgian lad.
Brazilian.
What's his name again?
Gregory
Rodriguez. Yeah. He's the fella who had the fucking, remember he got that massive cut on his head.
I do actually, boy.
Yeah, massive cut. He's a bit of a potato head, but fucking handy cunt.
So you're going for Duncan?
Yeah. Okay. I think he's a younger fighter on the way up. And again, the UK fans, UK based fighter. Yeah. Who are you going for, Jake?
I'm going to side with Shane this time.
But it's a tough fight for him.
Like you know about,
it's his biggest test though. It's his biggest test. So let's see.
Bobby Green, or should I say King Green?
King Green
versus Pimblett.
I'd love Green to win.
Yeah.
I like Green. I've always liked Green though. It's just forever because his personality, not even fighting, but his personality and because he beat Tony. Fuck it, I want him to keep winning.
So lads, this is Paddy's last fight on his contract. How is he going? Like,
he has to put.
I cannot see, unless he just catches him with a fucking shot that puts him out. I cannot see Paddy beating Bobby Green on the feet. I can 100% see him beating him in the grappling.
Yeah, I think he might go for it, and I think Paddy could lose the head. You know the way Green taunts hands down. Yeah. He's always talking. He's like, nah. I think Paddy could lose the head and just get smashed. He could get caught with something because I feel like he might just be like, fuck this fella. Yeah. The head might go a bit. Because that shit's frustrating. You see him when Green is fighting fellas, like, you're like, how is he hands down?
But you know, another really big factor in this is like Paddy doesn't have the best footwork, even, you know, to cut off the cage, whereas Bobby Green is very like evasive and elusive. He kind of moves around a lot. Good footwork. So it's like I'm saying, you know, if Paddy gets into a grappling exchange, he has a good chance of dominating and maybe even getting a finish. But every fight starts on the feet, and Bobby Green is really good at keeping people away. So,
and I think with the home crowd, I think Paddy will be afraid to grapple too much and, you know, get booed and have a boring fight. Like, that plays in. He doesn't want to be the boring, oh, let's grapple.
But it doesn't have to be grappling. He can just ground and pound, smash him on the floor.
Yeah, but that shit, by the fans will be like, oh, they'll boo it if he keeps trying to take him down and shit. And I think that will play on Paddy's mind, like, you know, I'm at home, I wanted to have an exciting fight, and then I think Bobby could take it there.
Right, if we have to call it,
I'll call Bobby, right? I'm going to go Bobby in here.
What do you think, Shane?
You're going to go Paddy,
I'm gonna go Paddy.
yeah, and we'll
I'm going to go
see.
Paddy, because I feel like Paddy's going to have his head screwed on. He's going to have to, you know, get the win, and I think it's yeah, I'm just going to go Paddy.
Okay,
Right.
so Aspinall versus Blades.
That's an easy shout, surely. I think Aspinall is one of the best heavyweights there's been for years,
Yeah,
and I think he'd beat John Jones even if
Yeah.
if he fought Jones. So I think there's no way Blades wins that one. I don't think.
they do say Blades is probably the best wrestler in the heavyweight division. And I don't think, again, like, if you're going into this fight as Blades' coach, what's your advice going to be? It's like going to be stay at range until the opportunity comes to shoot when Aspinall comes in to hit you, and just fucking take him down and keep him there.
Yeah.
I think Blades is looking for a boring fight.
But
If I was Blades anyway, I wouldn't be striking with Tom Aspinall. I wouldn't be looking to have a fucking boxing fight or a kickboxing fight with Tom Aspinall.
But apparently he's very good on the ground.
He's a black belt. He's
Aspinall.
probably, he was a world champion.
That's what I'm
BJJ,
saying.
Black belt world champion, man.
So like he's meant to be class on the ground.
Yeah,
so
but-
like
But jiu-jitsu, like, we haven't seen much of
Yeah.
Aspinall in MMA grappling, like, so I think it's a bit of a different
yeah,
thing. Like,
we'd have to see.
I'm going to go for Aspinall, obviously, because he's riding a fucking huge wave.
Yeah, I think I'm the same.
But I think if Curtis has the right game plan, he can make it a bit of a tougher fight than what people think.
And then obviously,
Imagine, lads,
Sorry.
if Aspinall throws a low kick 30 seconds in and does his knee.
oh,
Again,
touch wood.
touch wood, it won't happen. That's plastic, but anyway.
Yeah, I will take
Wood
it.
here.
Yeah, Edwards then and Bilal Muhammad.
Yeah.
Hope
Main event.
Leon wins because Bilal is the most boring person on earth.
Yeah, like always, every fight has this kind of stylistic kind of approach to it. And like, Bilal never was the most exciting striker, but he could, you know, he could get some success in the feet. But his big thing was always his grappling. He's been training over in Dagestan with the boys,
Yeah, saw that.
so he's going to be fucking coming in hot with his grappling. But Edwards is the champ for a reason, and, you know, there's nothing to say in Edwards' fucking, you know, whole UFC career to say that Bilal should beat him.
Yeah.
Really, even the first time they fought, Edwards was picking him apart before the eye poke. So
Yeah, I think Edwards wins.
Edwards win, yeah. How will he win though? Do you want to give a little method of victory for Edwards one?
It's so hard to say. I
Headshot
think it'll be.
dead.
I think it'll
Headshot
be.
dead
I
be
think it'll be
sick.
decision. I feel like they'll have one of them fights. You know. I feel like it'll go to decision and be kind
And
of.
Bilal is tough, man.
I
Bilal
think
is
it'd be
tough.
kind of half boring. You know.
But isn't it so funny how two of the co-main and the main are both rematches from fights that ended so fucking weird.
Yeah.
So imagine if both of them just end really weird again.
Probably fucking will.
Nah, I'd say, yeah, I'd say a decision as well for Edwards.
Yeah.